Hello. Okay. So, we're going to be working on the truck and giving updates on the adventure of said truck. Possibly. My tripod will work. Alright. So, no one is here as of yet, but you guys are just like going to kind of be hanging out with me and Big Sexy. So essentially, she has spent a ton of time in the dealership, and I'm gonna make some videos on it. But the long and short of it is, my Big Sexy truck turned into a paperweight, and I figured after troubleshooting her that she had to think she was stolen, maybe the immobilizer was on, something like that. So if it was an immobilizer issue, then the dealership's the only place to be able to work on it. And so called them and said, hey, can I bring my truck in? And they're like, yeah, go for it. You know, diagnostics like $289, something like that, under $300. And I was like, all right, cool beans. Wrote a narrative of the things that happened with the vehicle and troubleshooting that I had done, and then called the tow truck, dropped her off. And after they had her there, then they decided to say, oh no, it's going to be like $600 uh, to diagnose her after she's at the dealership. I'm like, okay, that's kind of garbage. False advertising. I wish you would have like said this before I dropped the truck off, because I've called you numerous times and you've always quoted, I think it's $289, under $300 for diagnostic fee. So I was like, you know what? Truck's already there. Whatever, they have to make money. So then truck still sits there. And even though scheduled appointment and everything like that. And then I get a call and they're like, actually, you know, it's going to be, we want you to authorize $900 for diagnostics before we look at your truck. And I was like, okay, that's ridiculous. You guys still haven't done anything with my truck. I can verify. I've been to the lot a few times. Like, this is ridiculous. We're going on days, and you still haven't even touched my truck. And we're just upping this price point. And so I was like, you know, didn't know what to do. And said, you know what? I want my truck going. And supposedly the dealership is going to know what's going on with the truck. And so I authorized $900 or whatever. And then what ends up happening is they, the whole entire time, pretty much jerks. And we went back and forth because they didn't know what was wrong with her. Just period. Just didn't know. Because I didn't know what was wrong with her. And the only thing I could think of was the immobilizer. Because if you put, you know, a buy reader scanner on her, not just like the little plug and play, the only thing she was complaining about was that her rear tail light was out. And I was like, all right, that's not going to have anything to do with, you know, not starting. And so, and that's what I told them, and they said, we don't know. And I said, well, you know, again, immobilizer, she's not recognizing keys, she's not recognizing, like, there's nothing there. There is, you put the key in the column, the ignition column, you turn it, engagement, radio, windows work, everything works except no crank, no start. I was like, you know, and there's supposed to be an immobilizer light that's supposed to illuminate whenever whatever she's trying to do something, and it recognizes the key, and her unlock and locking features were not working with either one of the key fobs. And so I was like, you need to start with the immobilizer. We go back and forth, and then eventually they're like, well, we're going to change out the scream on it, which is the little gizmo that's inside the steering column. And so, you know, I was like, that's fine. Okay, let's do that. Because I knew immobilizer would be part of that. And that was like $1,800, almost $1,800. And I was like, that's kind of garbage, because I can get a plug and play one for like, you know, a couple $100 and be good to go. So I was already grumpy, but again, I didn't care. I wanted to spend money to get the truck going. It's like, I just wanted it. And because the transformer got totaled out, and so I'm now hunting for a new transformer. And so they get that in there, and the only thing that happened was she did actually unlock, lock, recognize the key, and so that was something. But I mean, I think at that point we were at like $2,300, something like that. Over $2,000 later, just for the key to do this. Okay. No start. Still no crank, no start. And so then I was like, what's your next step? And they're like, well, the only thing we, can think of with our flow chart is to replace the TIPM, which is the totally integrated power module, I think. So basically, normally you have like a fuse box, and it has relays and fuses and all that. And for some reason, Dodge decided to do away with like replacing regular relays and create a TIPM system, which is like the bane of Dodge people's existence. And so I was like, all right, I know about the TIPM, not a big deal. And so how much is that? They wanted to charge $2,500 for the TIPM. And there are rebuilders out there. There are OEM parts for like $1,100-$1,200. And I was like, or 900 to 1,100-1,200 bucks. And I was like, okay, I'm not paying 2,500 bucks because the only thing that's wrong with the TIPM that it's shooting a code for, and I took my scanner out there and their scanner, and they said, well, it's an open circuit. And I was like, well, that's great because the open circuit is for that back tail light, which has nothing to do with the vehicle starting. And so it's just this back and forth thing. And they're like, well, that's what we need to replace. And I was like, okay, well, we can replace that, but like, I'm not paying $2,500 for something like that, because the $1,800 for the Scream, they were like, oh, we have to like, put it on our scanner, we have to re-diagnose it and everything else like that. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but again, plug and play. Like you can get them OEM reprogrammed with a set of keys for less than that. So I was really frustrated. Lots of condescending dumb girl stuff going on, which is just very annoying because I try to treat everyone the same unless they give me a reason not to, and they did not treat me that way. So I overnighted a new TIPM, brought it to the dealership. I actually ordered one on Amazon too as a backup, even though I don't want to use Amazon parts. And I said, look, we're gonna have one of two things happen here. I'm either going to put my TIPM in my truck in the parking lot because it's going to take me 5 to 15 minutes to do it. It's not that complicated. It's programmed to my VIN, and we can continue to move forward. And if it corrects the issue, great. If it doesn't correct the issue, then let's, continue on with the flow chart. Or I will tow it out if you pay my $2,300 for my truck recognizing a key now. Good job, Dodge dealership. Who will be named, probably, maybe, I don't know. Or I'll tow it out of here, change out the TIPM, and if it still has issues, I'll bring it back. And you can know that that's been changed out, but I'm not paying $2,500 for something that I can easily do in a few minutes' time, in addition to $900-$1,200. Like, that's insanity. And eventually, the service tech and the service consultant said, we think that that's okay. We don't really have a problem with that, but we need to check with the service manager. And so then the service manager talks to me, and he's like, no, we're not going to allow it, because if we don't install the parts, we will not continue to work on the truck. And he said, if they're not supplied by us and put in by us, we will refuse to perform any additional services to the truck, which is just absurd as a general concept. Because if you use that principle, say, like there's an aftermarket alternator on here from AutoZone. And so should they have known that information, would they refuse to work on my truck because that alternator was not installed by Dodge? So we went back and forth, and eventually I landed on, I'm done. Like, this is ridiculous. I tried to explain the TIPM thing with the brake light and everything like that, and he just didn't get it. Turns out the service manager does not work on vehicles and does not know anything about vehicles. So that was the other fun thing. So scheduled to, or paid for the truck. They said they wanted to tinker with it for a few more days, see if they could come up with anything else. Put my scanner on it when I was still at the dealership before paying for it, and it said that it was still that brake light, and that was it. Came back a few days later when they had said, hey, we can't figure it out, check the grounds. We did what we could do. We tried to do something. And it's time to pay. And I was like, all right, cool, let's pay. So I paid for it and put the scanner on it again because a few days had gone by, and still just that one code. So I told him I was going to get a tow truck out in the middle of the night because it's a busy area, and I didn't want the tow truck driver to have issues, and I didn't want to upset their dealership. So I went out there at like 11 o'clock at night, had the tip and decided to just go ahead and put it in there, and forgot to call the tow truck. And then a tow truck pulled up, and then I got nervous because I'm out here like working on my truck, putting a tip in the middle of the night. And so then I called my husband Ken. I was like, call a tow truck because I need to have a tow truck come out, so that way, like, because I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble. Like when I started thinking about it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this or not. So then the same tow truck driver that I was nervous about ended up walking up to me while I'm like working on Big Sexy with the tip up. And he's like, hey, you got a tow? And I was like, yeah, I do, but like give me 5 minutes because like I need to change out this tip up because I want to see if it, corrects the problem or not. And so he gives me a few minutes. He's like, you're doing it? And I was like, yeah, me. And like, I really don't think he believed me, because I had my uncle hanging out, like, because, in the middle of the night, like, I'm going to have somebody with me. And so I put it in and then started the truck up. And she cranked, but she ran like crap. She sounded like crap. Her gas was super old. She's, at this end point, she's been sitting for months. And so she was like, wah, 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 wah. And so while I knew that I could drive her home, I knew that it was not the best option because the check engine light was on, it was flashing, she was not in lit mode, but she was at least alive. So I was like, you know what, not cutting you out of a job, best interest of the truck to get the truck back to the house. So we loaded her up, and then there was another Dodge Ram 1500 red, but that one was a 2012 that's been sitting at the dealership for 2.5 months because he's looking at a $10,000 to $12,000 repair bill because he basically, his control arm went out, there's other damage involved, and he doesn't know much about vehicles at all. So then because the tow truck driver liked me a bunch, he's like, this is my friend, he came out. And so I talked to him about his truck, and told him about the bad practices of the dealership that we were at, and then referred him to a wonderful little mom and pop shop that I found in my venture. And so being that all this rapport and conversing had happened, I was like, can I ask, can we like get Big Sexy to a gas station so we can fill her up with new gas, and then like I'm gonna put some additives in, try to get her cleared out because maybe it's just a bad gas problem, but like I don't want to have to drive her to the gas station. So Big Sexy, being she's not really a pavement princess, but she was a pampered princess that night. Not only did she drive around the dealership to get to the tow truck, because I wanted their security footage to see that like I was able to fix her because they were just such jerks. But she got on the tow truck, and then I followed him to a gas station, and I paid, and then I had to like hand him the pump. And I missed so much great video for that because it was just like, it was so funny. And so I got her back to the house, and at this point it was like super late at night, and I couldn't go to sleep. I was like, I need to know why she's running so crappy. And so she had multiple cylinder misfires. She had almost 20 different codes that were completely new in this whole saga. And I was like, I don't know. And so there's an AutoZone that's like open until midnight. So no, that was a different day. But basically, I couldn't do anything else with her because I had no parts. I had no anything. And so the next day, tried to troubleshoot her a little bit, and then ended up going to that used to be 24-hour AutoZone. Picked up some ignition coils, picked up some spark plugs, and worked into the night until about 6:30 this morning, trying to figure out what was going on with her. Because I do my best work when everybody else is asleep, and I'm just like not a nuisance to anyone. So after clearing and scanning and clearing and scanning and clearing and scanning, because like all of her stuff was just all messed up, she is now down to 2 codes. So she is saying that she has a misfire on cylinder 7. So I'll be working on that repair today. She'll be getting an oil change because, oil definitely needs to be changed. And then she is running too lean, which could be because of the ignition coil and the spark plug, or it just could be because of something. I don't know, bad gas. So without further ado, I will remote start her to show that she actually does do truck stuff again. And then I'm going to be changing out her stuff. But look, she's live. She sounds terrible, but she's alive. And she looks terrible. Somehow, while she was at the dealership, now this, I'm going to have to change out this headlight because it's got nice water and moisture and everything else in it. But she's a good girl. So, you will not be getting any revving or anything like that. Well, I'll give you a couple little revs. And my uncle is here, so you might hear him every now and then. Oh, no, she's mad. She doesn't want to let me in. Yeah, it's been a saga. But I'm happy that she's working again. But yeah, you guys are just going to kind of hang out while I work on the truck because I haven't been live. I haven't been doing like any videos. My daughter was like, Mommy, you haven't been doing any videos, and so the YouTube people aren't going to think that we're making any videos anymore. I'm like, well, we're still doing them. It's just like I've been busy, so you guys still get videos even when I'm not making videos. Yeah, go ahead. So I even was nice enough to leave like this off from when I was troubleshooting. And this is my scanner tool. I can't really get this thing though. So, you know, she's also grumpy because she recognizes that this is going on. But she works. But she sounds terrible. Sounds terrible. Super, super, super terrible. And what's funny is that her check engine light, once I kept clearing and clearing and clearing, her check engine light was not showing that she had, it wasn't illuminated. And it's not until you hook it up to the scanner tool that it will finally tell you that it has a cylinder 7 misfire. Which, it's probably just a coil. Now, the super fun thing about that is that if you don't have a Hemi, you may not be aware, but she has 16 spark plugs. So she has dual ignition coils. So it's always super fun. So basically, yeah, see, cylinder 7 misfire P0307. She smells very gassy. Minus the squeaks, the throatiness of this one. Sounds so good. I don't know, that's what I call it. So I'm so excited that she's working again. And she's fixable. I will fix her. She'll be okay. I mean, I definitely got to fix this. Try pulling her up into the driveway like this is dumb. Alright, and then the other code we finally generated is P0174, fuel system 2/1 lean. I don't know. I've never had her have that code before. Yeah, I don't know. There's something else going on in there. So I only have today, and then so I'm gonna work on stuff, and then after I get done working on stuff, then I shall see where we're at because I want her back in action. But the Tundra is now repaired, and she is back in service. So you guys might get some random driving videos with me on that one. And there's a lot of people that are all about, you know, manual transmissions and stuff. She's currently loaded down with food because we participate. Well, mainly my husband participates with like food drive stuff. So I'm gonna read her codes and I'm gonna shut her off. And I gotta isolate what that noise is. Something is whining and wearing. Yeah, so just those two. I'm gonna erase the codes again. I do know that I need to replace her compressor, her AC compressor. I do know I need to do that. Alright, cool. Now we're good. But yeah, for all of you, because there actually have been a fair amount of emails and questions and stuff about what Big Sexy's status was, which is kind of what prompted me to just say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do a live. Plus the fact that I just haven't been working on stuff. You guys are supposed to be able to do comments though, so I think you guys are eligible for comments, and I just have like people just passively watching. I'm gonna do a test on that. Because it is the middle of the day. Normally I try to do stuff, like if I'm doing lives, I'll do them like later on in the day. But for this one, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to give people an update. Because it doesn't matter to me if I'm talking to myself or not. I don't know if it's going to let me get on a live while I'm live. It won't. Maybe I'll change to a different. Well, you guys will find out I have a different account. I know, I'm so entertaining. Oh, look, there's the live. I see me on live. Can I comment? Yes? Gotcha! Oh, I didn't send it. Okay, cool. It works. There we go. That's like a random channel that I may or may not make and do random stuff with. Okay, I gotta turn this one off. It's so weird to watch yourself. But this is good though, because like I'll just keep this one near me, and then like if people actually do end up, because I do have some people that actually care. So one more crank up and random rev, and then spark plugs and ignition coils. So excited that she's running again. And this is her number, which is there. It was made in the USA. This is probably the only decent thing about that dealership. Oh, and it looks like it has a kitty. Complete auto and truck supplies. Looks like a cat. Oh, it is. It's Cats. CAATS. Cats Dealer Advantage. So she was just a number to them. A rather big number. Whatever. She's not a number. Well, she is a number. There's like 7 of them. I'm gonna check it one more time for the code. But it is. It keeps coming up, so she's got a misfire. But, you know, observationally, the super interesting thing for me is that I think because since she has 16 spark plugs, you don't notice it as much. Like I noticed that there's a little oddity going on there with this misfire on cylinder 7. But the Trailblazer, that's an I6, when she has a cylinder misfire, like it is big. If a coil goes out on her, like she's bouncing all over the place. She's just everywhere. I really like having this scanner, but this one does freeze up a lot, so it's kind of annoying. Come on! Okay. It'd be nice if it's self-corrected and I don't have to do that today because every time I do an ignition coil with the duals, like one of them breaks. It's so annoying. Changing out the spark plugs in this one is like just to get those ignition cylinder or ignition coils off of there, the coil packs, whatever you want to call them, like it's so annoying. All right, so we're scanning for more codes. She said she's fine. Oh, somebody beeps. Oh, for low washer fluid. We'll run it again. It's weird. It could have just been that she had a bunch of old bad gas because I put some treatment in there. I filled her up with fresh gas. Let her idle, even though it's bad for Hemis. Like I know the drill. I'll at least get her up to mid-temp. Like rub her a little bit along the way. At one point she thought she had the wrong oil in her. Like she was all over the place. Like she was having a full like mid-life crisis of her life. She was just like, nobody loves me. I have the wrong oil in me. It's like, really? Your oil's been in you for a long time and you just now you think your oil's wrong? Everywhere. All over. At different points she couldn't talk to her windows. Like she was just it's still saying she's good. I don't know. We'll see. And they were such jerks. They were like, well, how long was this truck sitting before it got to us? And I was like, it only sat for long enough for me to try to troubleshoot it, like, and try to figure it out. So it sat for a while because I'm busy and I work on houses in addition to having a small fleet of vehicles. So, like, she wasn't like, she was okay when I parked her, and she wasn't okay. She was literally fine, and then she had a dead battery, and then all this crap started over a dead battery. And so I was really mad because, like, that I was very angry when I cranked her, and she was, like, all messed up. Because I'm like, no, she was literally fine. Like, the only problem she should have is that she has old gas. And I think she agrees. Minus that little squeakiness. Can't wait to start driving her. Because I have a lot of stuff to do. I have to do cabinets and like a sofa and some wood and like stuff to do. I have a truck to do truck stuff. Alright, I'm gonna let her idle. I'm gonna see if I can figure out what that squeakiness is. And I know she's a little busted and dusted and rusted and stuff. But you know what? I don't care. Mommy. Hey, bud. I have to learn how to do body work once I get a little bit further on the trucks because it drives me crazy because she's super shiny. And I've, relatively taken care of her. But she's getting some rust in some areas that it's not looking good. Bless you. Might just need an oil change. I mean, she doesn't even really need an oil change. It's more so I'm going to give her an oil change. And yes, I know, her compressor needs to be changed. It went out. I don't have AC right now. It seized up. I cut some parts off. I kept it moving because she's a work truck, so don't judge too harshly. Probably bad gas. I don't know. Oh, and the place that I used, if you guys are interested, for the tip 'em. Although I'm kind of annoyed, no offense to the Max tip 'em rebuilders. Good product, a good turnaround to be able to get it overnighted. All the stuff was I was very satisfied with that. But I did find out that there was a dealership that would have given me a brand new one, like there's like two dealerships. For $1,200, but this one I think ended up being about like 900 or so, plus shipping, and then I think it was like $75 to reprogram it to the truck. But I wanted to make sure it was programmed to the truck, just because this is such a bad saga of stuff. Yes. Oh. She's going to know how to work on vehicles. I thought I was going to have to change out spark plugs and a coil pack, and I don't have to. I need to have my tools out here. I don't know, I'm pretty excited. I don't mind working on vehicles, but unless it's like proactive maintenance, I'd rather just like have them and go and be good. And now I'm kind of annoyed, because if I would have stayed with her maybe a couple more hours before husband cat left to go to work, like maybe I could take her for a drive, but she seems okay. So just letting her run, see what happens. I don't know. Every time I see my engines, because I try to keep them clean, like there's some song where it's like, she keeps... I do that. I totally do that. Alright, well, since time, even though I was not planning on doing any cranking and rubbing and stuff like that, videos for the Jeep, I guess we will do a little bit of trying to crank these girls up too, because I've been working on the trucks a lot. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm coming over here. And like I had this whole tongue-in-cheek funny thing to do with Vladdy. Because because there's a lot of people like to watch cranking videos. I call them cranking videos, as it turns out. Like, it's called pedal pumping, cold starts, whatever random stuff you want to call it. Doesn't bother me at all. But I have like a little gas set, because people hate it when I put gas in their carbs, or either one of their carbs. They don't build them like that anymore. So I have like, not a drinker, but it's like a little drinker set. But I don't know what it's called. Maybe somebody can tell me. It's always gonna make some videos where like I make her a mock like cocktail of gas to entertain myself for the videos. I don't know. But we'll see if she starts up. I doubt that she'll start up. I don't even know if her battery is good. So I'm gonna get her battery tester really quick, and then I'm gonna try to get her to start up. Also, being that I know that some people do watch the lives later on, tell me what you would do with the situation with Big Sexy and the dealership being so stupid and everything else, because I'm kind of thinking about writing up a big letter about it, because I'm just really grumpy. Not just the condescending part, but just like the overall malpractice of $289 diagnostic fee until it's there, then it's twice as much, then it's 3 times as much, and then you're having to be condescended to the whole entire time. They're not really doing what you want. Like, I get that dealerships are expensive. I was fine with paying dealership prices to get my truck back in action. Like, I normally don't have to take these vehicles to any shop. And then that was the other thing, is that because I have an older vehicle, They kept calling me and saying, oh, we want you, why don't you get a new truck? I'm like, I don't want a new truck. So then because I didn't want to get a new truck, then they were acting like I wasn't going to have the finances to be able to cover this truck. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I own houses. Like, houses. Leave me alone. Like, just because I don't want to sit there and look stupid and frivolous and spend my money in different places, like, in order to build wealth, you have to know where to spend your money. And so the whole experience was just very frustrating. And also today has just turned into such a better day, because if I don't have to do any work on her minus the oil change, like, that's great, because that gives me time to play with her and her before I head out. She needs a charge. I'm going to get her plugged up on the charger, and then I'll check the CJ7. And when I get done with this next house I'm working on, my guilty pleasure reward to myself is I'm going to get CJ7 to the shop, probably get some new seats for her. She needs new seats desperately. So get her some new seats. She needs a new fuel tank, because it's leaking, yay. And get them to figure out what the issue is with the brakes, because I'm going to start trying to go to the gym, and she's going to be my gym transportation. That's how I reward myself. I'm weird. I reward myself with, like, car parts, car repairs, and everything else. And, like, if they can do it, sort it out, I want her back on the road. I'm hunting for my charger. Bear with me. I might have had it in the Trailblazer on accident. And I'm also still looking for a red, possibly like this color red. Not the bright perky red. The only one that's bright and perky red is the CJ7. But I'm looking, don't care where, as long as it's not from like the north. I'm probably gonna have to go to like Florida or Texas or something, but I'm looking for another Chrysler 200 limited with a hardtop convertible, because mine is gone. I'm watching Copart for it, but it hasn't listed yet. All right, let me check and see if she has any more codes, and then we'll go back over to Gladdy. Still the P0174 fuel system 21 lane. I haven't researched that code. It sounds like an O2 sensor though. Ow! I gotta put my steering column back together again. Why do I need a new truck? I don't. I like my Gen 3. And one of the guys was like, she needs some body work. I'm like, I don't care. She's a work truck. There are talk to people that are obsessed with like square bodies and stuff, which I would totally get a square body. It's like, people that actually care about cars, they like them. They like to play with them. They're like Hot Wheels, or, just toy cars. Dude, I don't care if she's a little busted and rusted and dusted. She gets me from point A to point B. She's one of a bunch. I like her. She makes me happy. Like, if you want her to be pretty, I don't care. I mean, she's pretty to me. But she doesn't have to be pretty all the time. She's a working truck. Yeah. The Trailblazer had a power steal going on, and so I had to change out her back taillights. Like, actually, the power ports for the bulbs. And with that being said, I was a little nervous of just having the one vehicle and driving around with it. I did not like it going down to having a bunch of vehicles to, the Tundra was down, and the Ram was down, and then the Transformer got totaled, and then we were down to the Trailblazers, and I was like, this is terrible! But that's also why I really like the Trailblazers, because they're really good. They always last. Although T2 is much more of a little prissy thing than my Trailblazer is. Are you playing with your excavator? All right. I will take this. Oh, thank you, Izzy. What you're going to do is you are going to put the red one on the red one, the black one on the black one, and you're going to wrap these guys, and then you're going to push the button and you put it in. Yes. Most things, whether it's electrical or vehicles, are color coordinated. So it's metal. So metal on metal. This would You can try. You can try. This is a learning experience. No, it's not going to shock you.
All right.
So grab like here, and then you want to see how it has like little bitey? You want it to be bitey. Not through the pan, because then it's actually got a good grip on it, and it's metal touching metal, so it'll give a better read, or if you're charging, it'll give a better charge. So jump starting the vehicle is the same way. You would put the clamps on it to be able to get it going. Now, yeah, with the way that this is designed, if you want to read it, and then so you see how it's green right now, so it has some charge to it. And then when you push that down, and don't hurt your thumbs up here because this generates heat, because this gets some of the current in the battery. So if you hold it for too long, it'll burn the dust. So go ahead and push the button. Okay, and so you want to see where the button is. So you see.
I don't like that.
It's dust. So this is similar to how like a heater would work, where the heater gets the electricity and it heats up the wires inside, and then it's a forced air one. It blows air through the now heated space. So the reason that you see all that smokiness is because there's dust and random little contaminants in there, and so when they start getting overheated to be able to gauge the battery, then it's going to do a little burning stuff. So it's perfectly good. And you get these guys, put them back where they go. Okay. And then the other thing is that most tools have instructions, and so this one has battery analysis, meter reading after 10 seconds, low switch on. So this is the low switch. Weak or bad battery, but the needle remains steady, yellow or red, battery capacity is not satisfactory, battery may be either defective or not fully charged. Check specific gravity to determine the condition of charge. If charging does not bring specific gravity to full charge level, battery should be replaced. Weak or bad, but needle continues to fall, yellow or red, battery may be defective or very run down, loose switch, and reaction. Voltage recovery to 12 or above within seconds of the use of the battery. Slow voltage recovery indicates rundown conditions. The best results check specific gravity. And then it just has the battery temperature and stuff like that. So if your car won't start, or something won't start, then you put the battery stuff in it and see if good battery, weak battery, or if it needs to be charged. So both Gladdy and Izzy have it. So Gladdy is being charged over here. And so if you look at this, you see how it's color coordinated? Red and red, black and black. And you have charge maintain, you have boost, and you have engine start. So if I didn't care when Gladdy started, then I would just put her on charge maintain. And then it indicates charging, charge, maintain, reverse bad battery. And then if I want to give her a boost, it gives her a little bit more energy at a faster rate, so I can charge her up so I can crank her, because she has not been cranked for this very long time. CJ definitely hasn't cranked for a long time either. And then the engine start is when you want it to give it a bunch of power so that you can possibly start it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is why don't you get me some of the blue paper towels, or shop towels, and I'm going to check her oil, and then I will probably try to start her.
Got it.
Alright, so, do you know how to check oil? Do you want to check oil?
I don't know how to check oil, but I want to check oil. Charlie.
You don't know how to check oil, but what?
But I want to know how to check oil.
Okay. Big Sexy. Push Big Sexy's unlock button on the other side. Thank you, guys. Well, people learn about smarter stuff. It's okay. Alright, this is a good reader. We're going to educate them too. So code reader plugs in the truck, and so you press home like you would for a TV or something. This is not a touch screen, so OBD to diagnostics, you click OK for that. Your readiness status, you have read PTC, which is like codes. So you hit OK, and what it's going to do is it's going to communicate with Big Sexy and say, Big Sexy, do you have any issues? Are you okay? We've had a lot of like things going on with you. And so right now, Big Sexy is only complaining about fuel system 2/1 main. And we are going to go back. We're going to erase the codes. We already noted that code because she started off with like 20 codes. Mommy was up until 6 o'clock in the morning playing with Big Sexy. Alright, so we have now erased her codes again. Turn her off. And then we're going to erase the code. And so it's talking to her again. And currently she has no codes because I just erased it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start her up, we're going to let her run, and then if this continues to do code, after Mommy plays with the Jeeps a little bit, then I will figure out what I need to change out, but it's not a catastrophic code because she runs, she's cranking, she's doing what she needs to do. So it's a very minute code in comparison to where she was at with like 18, 20 codes. They were big, scary codes. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So, do you want to start her?
I want to start it.
Okay, so you gotta go over there. And I still have to put her steering wheel back together again. Okay, so you turn. So to start a vehicle, we have it started. So you stick this in, and that's off. And then if you go over one click, then that's accessories. So then that gives you like radio and stuff, or it's supposed to. I don't know why. Oh great, now I have a new file. Big Sexy has no radio. Wait. Oh wait, no, she's got an extra thing. Okay, so off, and then on, and then now radio works. Okay, radio. Okay, and then if you push it over, for her, for the Trailblazer and for Big Sexy, if you just barely like push it over, it'll start up. So you don't want to sit there and hold it. Some vehicles you have to hold it until the starter engages and then you turn the motor and start. So go ahead and try. No. So naturally you want to use your right hand. Yep. Was that scary? Why was it scary? I made a big noise. Well, she's a big truck. She's gonna make some noises. heard that noise. But we can't listen to music all the way because people say, "Oh, you played music in the video," and now we're gonna yell at you for it. We should yell at stuff. Charlie, Charlie cat. It's fine. They're just there. If they're there, they're there. And otherwise, we're just making memories. We're just hanging out. Are you saying hi, Charlie? Your butt's all dirty. You have a dirty butt? No? You don't have a dirty butt? I'm pretty sure you have a dirty butt. Alright, careful. Go slowly. There we go. Remember, you should be careful. I know. But, you know who's not grumpy? Big Sexy. That is good. So, Big Sexy's gonna stay cranked up, and hopefully she's going to be a happy truck. And, oh, there's her bonnet. Public service announcement. If you're in big cities, or if you're in an area that has stuff, you need to carry an can.
What is that?
Some people decide to do things that are bad for them. Everybody does things that are bad for them to some extent. Some people do things that are very bad for them, and that can potentially make them not be alive anymore. And so, if somebody does bad stuff and then they're almost not alive or not alive, if you stick that in their nose and you pump it, it will basically neutralize the substances that made them be that way, and then they go to do that. So it's a life-saving thing for that. Because while we don't agree with their choices, if they choose to do those types of things, or some people say it's not a choice, but mommy believes it's a choice to do that stuff, then if they're going to do that and they don't purposely get themselves in that situation, and if they do that and then, they were doing it for funsies, and then now they're almost not alive, or not alive, and that was it. And maybe then they will think about the consequences of their actions. Or maybe not. I haven't personally had to use it, but I have witnessed several other people having to use it in different situations because they have that problem. And so I carry it because sometimes somebody will need like 4 of them. So every vehicle, I have enough to put in every vehicle, but I haven't taken it out. Trailblazer has some things. If you have the opportunity to save someone's life, what you want to. Yep. No matter the choices that are being made, people, their lives deserve to be covered and saved if you can. And I don't know if your daddy's going to get mad at Charlie or not, because Charlie is opening up all the sandbags and having a grand old time. Alright. Inside of this truck? I mean, I can drive her and stuff, but I'm trying to let her run and see if she's going to pull out her stuff. She's got some engine treatment in there. I thought it was going to have to change spark plugs and the coil pack. Right now, probably not. I think she is due for spark plugs though, so even though I don't want to change her spark plugs, but she's due for spark plugs. But, you like the Boba drain stuff? That's because she's a Laramie. It means that she is special. So, she is a Laramie because she's trained. She's a Laramie because she has her. She has like fancier stuff. Like Poppy has a truck too. Poppy has a 2500. This is Mommy's is a 5.7 V8. V is 8 standard. Gladdy is cool because Gladdy has an I6, just like the Trailblazer, which is like Daddy's Trailblazer. And then the CJ7 is V8, like Big Sexy. This is a V8. This is a V8. Daddy has a V6. The Trailblazers are both I6s. The CJ7 is a V8, and then the Gladdy is an I6, and the Transformer was. The Transformer. I know, I'm working on trying to find another one. Alright, I'm gonna try to crank up Gladdy. They're trying to see if you can press her accelerators. So the brake pedal is one that's like this. You can click on that one. That's the wrong click. There you go. Push. Okay. And then the one that is like this. So mommy likes big engines and you're afraid of them. So just a smidge. Yeah, you don't want a red liner every time. That's not good. So when you're driving, you hit the one like this, or brakes, you stop. And then when you are trying to drive and accelerate, then you push on that. No, you're in front. I would never put you in any No, in order to drive, you have to push your foot on the brake, and then you have to put your accelerator. You have to get your shifter and change it from park to reverse to neutral to drive. Or you have to do a whole bunch of stuff if you're in that truck or that truck. Charlie, are you playing with the tripod, bud? I could start. All the newer vehicles.
I can move this one doesn't. I can consider it second. Shake.
I'm erasing the code again. Yeah, the towels, Izzy, we need to check the oil before Mommy cranes her. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Alright, so this is an engine. So what do you think the engine part is? Engine is just like we say, or what's the engine? The green thing? Yes. This is the engine. This is the I-6. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, 1. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 cylinders in here. So if you were to take this off, you just have cylinders in there. Like at some point, Mommy wants to end up with an engine that she can care about, that she doesn't care about. Mommy has a nice stuff. But I know I was going to do it. And so to check the oil, there's going to be an oil dipstick. So you're looking for a stick-like thing that goes into the engine. And then we also should be checking the transmission fluid. And I never really checked that because it's just anywhere. But what is a stick-like thing that's near the engine? The oil would be in the engine. Do you want to give me some batteries? Batteries. With your quest of trying to find the dipstick. How long is it? Well, it looks like a stick. I may have given you a clue. Instead of Blue's Clues, it's Mommy's Clues. It looks like a stick. It looks like a stick, but then I gave you a clue. Look around.
It's near the engine.
It is near the engine. But I put something with it so you would notice it.
The paper towel.
Possibly.
That doesn't look like a stick.
Right there.
That doesn't look like a stick though.
It does. Pull it out. It's a stick.
That does not look like a stick at all.
It is a stick. That's exactly what it is.
I thought you were talking about like a stick as in like a branch to a tree. That's the stick I had in mind. Not this.
All right. So what you do is take that off of there. Don't get it dirty. Don't get it dirty. All right. No, you need the paper towel to clean it.
Oh.
Okay. So this is an oil stick.
Just tell me that I got oil on my finger.
Okay. So the part that you care about getting clean is here. Yes.
That is good.
Okay. And so what you're going to do is you clean it off and then you put it back in there and you check to see how much oil it has. Yep.
That's me.
Yes, that's you. There's your delay. Okay, just push it back in there. You have to push it all the way in until it clicks. Alright, now you're going to slowly pull it back out again because you know you cleaned it. And that way you can check to see what the actual oil is at. Charlie, don't take those out. Put it back where it goes. Alright, and then you have to hold it. And so what does that say?
Add 2 at.
This says quarts. So this is a lowercase q and a t. So add 2 quarts. And then this one says 1 quart. So that would be like you need to add 1 quart. And then this one, this line is for full. So between here and here is full. So if the oil, so you're going to look at it.
Oh, it looks like it starts right here.
Yes. So Gladdy is full of oil. So that means that Gladdy is safe to crank. And go ahead and put it back in. And hold it with 2 hands. You can't be afraid. If you want to have a vehicle, you cannot be afraid of getting dirty with the vehicle. Hold one side here, you're going to aim it, and then you're going to stick it up there.
I'm not afraid of getting dirty.
Well, you had your first crank up today, and you had your first rev today, and If you want to, you can do your first oil change today. You want to learn how to change the oil? Okay. So, Gladdy is good. So, we're going to go back to Big Sexy really quick and check her. If Big Sexy is good, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn her off so that we can change her oil when she cools down. And by we change the oil, I will teach you how to change the oil. Let me start that one thing. Alright, you can turn her off. So she might want a mass airflow sensor. She might just have a clogged injector. We're calling it an sensor. Yeah, so it may just be, she may just have to work some of the yuck out of her system, or might have to replace a max sensor. I don't have to do that one, I don't think. Yeah, go ahead. Alright, so what we might do is we might load up some auto zone.
Yay, inside this truck.
I was planning on letting her sit so we could change her stuff, and then you want to take this truck? Why don't you put her stuff back on? No, because it says that you get I will do some red meat in a minute. Let me see. Right now I'm just working on vehicles, but maybe in a little bit. Izzy, go ahead and turn her off.
Sustained failure does not occur in the replacement unit. Shorts in the wiring, failed connection.
How are you doing? Pretty good?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
How's your back?
It's okay.
Get rid of your car?
Huh?
Get rid of the car?
Yeah. They totaled her out, and so I'm looking for another one.
Yeah, has to be red though.
It has to be red. And it has to be a hardtop, and it has to have the right amount of miles. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to probably end up going to Florida to get another one.
Yeah.
They're hard to find. They
Yeah.
get, you know. So I was very grumpy about it. But yeah, I'm doing physical therapy and stuff, and and then I just got this one back. The dealership couldn't fix her, and then I got her squared up. It was a whole big thing. She was there for a long time. But she's getting there now. She's cranking. And I think she just has a sensor now. That's it. Because she had a bunch of bad gas and sitting and having issues.
Was there perishable stuff in that?
No, that's all non-perishable stuff.
Okay. It's supposed to rain.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come home early to drop that stuff off.
Oh.
Yeah, because we just got that one back too. Because I knew it was like probably a line instead of the rack and pinion.
Yeah.
And when we took it to the shop, one of the shops a while back ago, they're like, "Oh, it's the whole rack and pinion." I'm like, "I don't think so."
Yeah.
So when the car went down, I was like, "Yeah, I'll see if I can find a cheaper shop." They wanted like $4,000 for it, and I was like, "That's stupid." And it turned out that I was right. It was the lines. So I found a really small mom and pop place that like he's really awesome, and he had quick turnaround, and so now it's back in action.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a bunch of working on vehicle stuff, but I gotta get back to working on the houses. So.
Take pictures of you doing it then.
Huh?
Taking pictures of it with the camera.
Oh well, I have the YouTube channel, so
You
I
have your high heels on.
no, not today. So yeah, I was doing a live and stuff. Like Izzy just learned how to crank up a truck, and she hasn't done that before. But yeah, so I'm just kind of troubleshooting it, and I was up with it till like 6:30 this morning.
Oh.
Took a cat nap and then started back on. But now I've got her down to one code, and so pretty soon she'll be scored up all the way. And I gotta let her cool down because I had to change her oil. But yeah, so long time no see. You doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. Alright, well I gotta check out my sensor.
A couple months ago, you got that by a copperhead.
What?
You got that by a copperhead.
Wow, that's crazy.
Took him to the place on 28, emergency bed.
Yeah.
Happened at 12:30 in the morning or something. And they couldn't find out what the fight was. And 10 days later, he had some hair missing on his face.
Oh.
So I guess it got him on his face.
Oh, well at least you saw it and you knew it happened. How did that happen?
I was walking him.
And you guys just came across a snake?
Well, he ran about 15 feet down the road here.
Oh, without the leash on.
He had the leash on.
Oh, so you were near the snake too?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had a light on.
Yeah.
And he jumped up in the air.
Oh,
And
goodness.
I looked down there and the snake rolled, curled up.
Well, I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah. But he's afraid to go out.
I would be too. I would be too.
There's trouble coming.
And it's my uncle. Alright, well, let me get back to the center. I only have so much daylight, and then I gotta go back to Baltimore tonight.
Zach probably sold dog hair.
Huh?
Probably sold.
Oh,
Last
yes. Charlie be nice, Charlie be nice. He likes to stick stuff. Because he's used to the big dogs
Yep.
in Baltimore, so he just like jumps on them and trying to get him to stop doing that. He loves animals. Okay, he wants to be by himself. Charlie, go back to your excavator, okay? Go back to your excavator, buddy.
Save me.
You come through Jim's and have a great day.
You're getting tall.
Yes, I am a big boy. I am 42 pounds.
Wow.
I went from being very small to being a big boy. Want a kiss? Mwah. It's a puppy. You can pet him one more time and then go back to your excavator. Mommy's got to finish up on the truck. Because I'm trying to get the Jeeps cranked up too. Because I haven't done anything with them in a while. Charlie, stop chasing him. No, sir. It's not nice. Coming through him, say have a great day.
So where's your uncle from? Mississippi?
Yes. Yep, he's from Mississippi. Most of my dad's family.
Yeah.
Alright, I will see you later.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay.
This might be it right here. It might not even be the sensor. It might be that they didn't put the thing back through there again. Isabel! Will you give me a flathead screwdriver, please? Oh yeah, and I took my light out. What did I do with my light? Oh man. Lights. Oh, well, I guess yeah, I don't think that you actually have the problem with there. I think the dealership forgot to put this back on here, or maybe one of the other. Poor girl. Uh-oh. Thank you, guys. Is that one okay? Yeah. They let me put this back on. This Big Sexy was at the dealership. This is supposed to be super smushed here, like so. And it has to be tightened. Actually, I need one that's a little bit thinner than this one. I can't get a grip on it.
Okay.
Last sensor is supposed to be over here somewhere. Oh, it's hot. It's like really dumb, but really true. Heck, this is also just loosely in. This is garbage. This is stupid. How are you gonna sit here and take stuff apart? You play with it and not even putting it back up again. Izzy, did you get it? Isabel? Thank you.
This one was much shorter.
Well, it's the head of the first one. And look at the sockets and grab mommy a 10 socket.
Just a 10?
Yeah, because I have to figure out the bolt size. find a 10 yet, Izzy?
I'm still looking. The only 10 I was able to find was the one that is missing.
We'll open up the other socket set,
Okay.
or just give me an 11. It might not even be a 10, but 9 times out of 10, it's a 10.
And there was also no. Oh,
Is there a 12?
there's a 12.
Okay, well, give me that one. And that way we can at least eliminate that as a size. Thank you. No, so it's going to be a 10 or 11. Here, put that back and then open the other one. Izzy, if you open up a toolbox backwards, your parts are going to go all over the place. Ow. This one's super yucky.
Yes, it is.
And the 10 is missing on this one too. Well, this 10 is here, so you have long sockets and short sockets. Oh, hang on. Okay, so give me the ratchet that matches. Give me the ratchet that matches with this square right here. Once I tighten this up, I'll crank it back up again, and we'll see if it's still shooting that code. No. A socket, or a ratchet. The ratchet is what makes that socket work. So it's the long thing that has a head on it.
Oh.
Well, you see the one that's on the ground? It's probably that one. Yep, if you push the button in the back, it'll let it go on there. Alright, bring it to mommy. Thank you. I need an extension, which is the long thing that'll plug into this thing. So right there. Over. No, those are sockets. It's like a stick. It's just long. Yeah, give me that one. Thank you. Yeah, part of working on vehicles is knowing the names for the parts.
I can try it.
You're not even. Oh, man. me crank her up and see if it's going to be the reason for that code. Because her having that much extra air might do it. Alright, Izzy, take that socket, the extender, and the ratchet apart and put them back where they go. Alright, I'm gonna give it a couple of rubs and then I'm gonna try to maybe crank up Gladdy really quick.
What?
You! Shoo. Mommy is enjoying her part.
I'm gonna get in the car.
Alright, hold on.
Can I get in the truck?
Well, I'm gonna try to crank up Gladdy in a second. I'm trying to see if it's, oh it is, it's still there. They need to pump the mask in.
Contaminated airflow.
With Liberty Mutual, you can customize and save.
I'm just trying to find out the location. No, this is generic. You're showing me a shop. No, that's my first one. I don't know where it is. than you were. Oh. Well, hello. Random. Lots of comments. Hi. I'm going to possibly try to crank the CJ7. I don't speak Espanol. Hi. Pretty good. Justin, it's been an adventure with the RAM. Oh. Hi. Yes, rubbing randomly with the RAM. How long have I been on this thing? Oh my goodness, almost 2 hours. That's a lot of time. So I'm gonna try to get Gladys cooked up really quick, just because she's been charging, and I'm probably gonna like head out from England. You took the car. Hi from the USA. Working on the trucks. But Big Sexy is back in action. She's just got some stuff going on. So shortly I will be going to AutoZone to get some MAF sensor. The steering wheel is always on the right side. Ah. Well, over here we're lefties. Oh. See if she works. Where's Mommy's truck? Buddy? Buddy? Here, you wanna move? Go play with your excavator. Probably nice put gas in it first. I was cleaning out the house and I brought these to like tongue-in-cheek do gas carb stuff. I know that people hate it, but like to make her a mocktail of gas and then pour it under a carb, like she needs to pick me up. I thought it was funny. Maybe I'll put some gas in it and like go pour over and nothing. What does that say? Yes, you guys like it when women play with vehicles. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 2 hours of my day troubleshooting. All right, I'm gonna put some gas in it because I need to get both the Jeeps cranked up, and then I got to go back and finish up on a house. And then hopefully I'll be taking the CJ7 somewhere to get the brakes looked at, in addition to me possibly figuring out what's wrong with her. And then she's gonna be my gym vehicle. I'm gonna start driving her to the gym. I decided it.
Mommy is doing a video.
Oh, look. If they want to play with, I mean, you guys can play in the backyard, Izzy. Don't yell at your friends. So Gladys going to get a shot of gas. She's sophisticated. You guys definitely need to stay away from here because I'm trying to crank up Gladys. Oh. And she has gas in there. Need a better nozzle for this thing. I'll try. Gladys, start up. We'll go into her. Cut on my thumb. So you guys have had like over 2 hours of my time allows you to do more. I will try to. I am. I'm just busy, and then I'm down a car, so I'm looking for another one. But you guys, I will see you guys later. I know everybody finally just joined up and stuff. But yeah, and as I have time, I will try to get through you guys' request videos. I've just been really bogged down. I'm doing physical therapy for the car accident with the transformer, and still actively trying to finish out a house. And then I'm going to dedicate a fair amount of time to the Jeeps because I started going to the gym again, and the CJ7 is going to be my gym vehicle if I have my way with it. So But yeah, I'll try to respond to emails and stuff. But you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I don't know how to get out of here. Bye, guys.